So also thank you to AJ for revealing a good strategy for all of his future opponents in ones. Just play Batmobile apparently, and you're going to be just fine. But yeah, let's get into this one, guys. It's time for game one of eUnited versus Stromboli. Really tough one to call for the 3v3 round. Two teams who have made it to the winners finals without too much difficulty, even though they both had difficult teams on paper en route to this final. eUnited having to go through PK and Stromboli having to go through NRG. You know, not matchups that many people would have expected either of these teams to come out on top in, but they have in both of those matchups, and now here they are competing for that first spot in this quadrant of the qualifier. Winner of this is into the main event. Loser will get a second shot tomorrow, and the first goal is going to come in just 3 seconds to JPow. It's a big kickoff win for Alpha Kep. He just pushed it straight over the top, and Hawkster didn't realize how dangerous the situation was, left it for the goalkeeper who could not get there. Yeah, guys, just for your information, CJ is streaming the Cloud9 game, because I know a lot of you guys want to see the Cloud9 round 1. CJ is going to be streaming their round 1 game, and if I'm not mistaken, their round 2 game. So just head over to CJ's Twitch channel if you want to see Cloud9. He should also be getting added into the squad stream, so you can watch all of the matches that are happening right now at once if you just use the squad stream. Is CJ in the squad stream yet? Can you guys confirm? I'm not the one. I think Leaf is the leader of the squad stream, so you guys have to go tell Leaf to add him. No, he's not. Yeah, just go tell Leaf to add him, guys. You only need to send 1 or 2 people to Leaf's channel. Don't all 150 people who are probably going right now, don't all type it. Like, you don't all need. Okay, yeah, you guys are all probably doing it already. No doubt 1,000 people have gone to tell Leaf to invite CJ. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. It's fine. Dangerous position here for Stromboli, but it looks like eUnited are playing this one quite defensively. He is already in. Fantastic. Okay, I'm glad to hear it. That's just wide open. JPow gets another goal. How easy was this? Extremely simple for Stromboli to double up here. You know, that challenge from eUnited, it looked like the sort of challenge you make when you got back up, but quite clearly they did not in this situation. But yeah, I'll let you guys Twitch chat direct people to the squad stream or to CJ's channel for Cloud9. I think Jorby might be doing a silent stream of the Rogue series from what I've heard. Can you guys confirm that as well? I don't really know exactly what's going on at all times on the other channels. But yeah, there are plenty of matches being streamed right now, plenty of content. Yeah, I want you guys to find the one that you want to see. I don't have any I don't have any problem with you guys leaving to go watch another matchup. That's why we're doing this, so you guys can have the choice. Oh, look at this, Stromboli are popping off right now. JPow with the hat trick, and that is the easiest hat trick that he's going to score all day. 2 complete misses by eUnited in defense. Strawberry's taking a break. Makes sense. Yeah, definitely makes sense. He felt tired. I can see why. It's pretty exhausting to solo cast for a lot of time in a row. I've got the advantage because I've done this a lot in the past. I've done this thousands of times. But most of the Rocket League casters geocast. So yeah, solo casting is a lot more tiring. Don't blame anybody for leaving earlier than they originally planned. No Rogue versus plot twist, no Rogue design. Okay, thanks for letting me know, so I can not send people there. Misinforming them. So this reminds me of the SRG game that we saw on stream for the EU Qualifier today, where they took a 4-goal lead just easily. They made it look so simple. Now, I don't think we're going to see eUnited coming back in the way that I speak too soon. I've changed my mind. I can see eUnited coming back exactly in the same way that we saw in the EU channel or the EU stream, sorry. Literally, I spoke seconds too soon. But yeah, we have already seen a 4-goal comeback in the 3v3. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't remember the last time I saw that happen. Like, 4-goal comebacks in 1v1, yeah, no problem. 2v2, okay, not likely, but not absolutely out of the question. 3v3, yeah, that doesn't happen. 4-goal comebacks don't happen in this game mode. But it did happen today. And who knows, maybe it'll happen again here. Nice recovery by Heck. He got bumped into the air, so he knew he had his dodge still. Yeah, overall, I'm very impressed with this Stromboli lineup. They're looking very solid. Multiple threats, good coordination, and they're very confident in how they move the ball around the field. No hesitation whatsoever on all these plays. That's a great challenge by Heck as well. And, you know, if they can be as impressive in all the game modes, you know, if they could be this impressive in all the game modes rather, then they're going to be a tough team to beat. I mean, who do you guys think is going to take the 1v1 in this matchup? Probably going to be AlphaCat versus Ajax. I think personally I would go to AlphaCat on that one. But then again, Ajax did just beat AJ, so you know, based on form, based on who's beaten who today, Ajax does have the more impressive results. You know, the only more impressive result than beating AJ right now is beating First Killer. And as far as I know, nobody's done that so far today. Yeah, exactly my thoughts. AlphaCat is good, but Ajax beat AJ. That is my thoughts exactly. And you know, they've got a solid 3v3 here to fall back on if the 2v2 and the 1v1 don't go to plan. 2v2 or the 1v1 don't go to plan, I should say. This is a great look for Stromboli. They look like the team who were, you know, by far in control of this matchup. They were faster, they were more organized, they were creating more chances, and most importantly, I think they just made smart moves in defense. At no point did we see somebody getting alone, like isolated alone in defense, forced into an awkward position. They were always there to back each other up and to help each other out with challenges. You know, they keep that up. I think they're definitely going to be the favorites here. Now, AlphaCat is a pretty scary twos player as well. He's been making some deep runs in twos tournaments recently. Wouldn't be surprised to see them playing well here as well. But Ajax and Hawkster, that's a twos team that I really don't know much about, but I can't wait to see play. J-Pow and AlphaCat versus Ajax and Hawkster. This is going to be insane. J-Pow really putting up the numbers in that game one. That's just a ridiculous total that he's got there. First Killer scraped a win against Skills. Interesting. I mean, First Killer beat AJ like in one game in this format for a crew battle that I streamed quite recently. So I mean, maybe AJ's just not very good at crew battle 1v1s because he's lost a few of them. It's a very all-in move there by Hawkster to kick off 2v2 rounds. eUnited really need a win here. 3v3 didn't all look good for them. Oh, that's a great shot though. Hawkster looked like he was going to be flying a bit too far ahead of this one, but he's just managed to get it. Look at that recovery midair. He got bumped while he was flying, but he still managed to get there. That is very impressive. AJ says get better and best if I was going to be adapting. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's players who are going to be really good at ones in this format because they've got a very surprising playstyle. What's saved by J-Pow. AlphaCat's there for the follow. Didn't even need to be. Hawkster showed him a bit too much respect on that play. Oh yeah, no, it's so true. There's no T in Hawkster's name. I always say this, and I think I said it when I was. I'm pretty sure I said this several times when I was interviewing eUnited at the Season 9 World Championships. I always say his name wrong. I don't know why. There's quite clearly no T in his name. I've never heard anyone else say this wrong. But for some reason, when I read the word Hawkster, my brain just says, oh yeah, Hawkster. Yeah, we got this. Don't worry, I know how to say that word. Hawkster, there it is. Nailed it. And I get it wrong every time. I can't do it. But we'll see if, their performance in twos is going to be better at my pronunciation of his name. Not really saying much if it is. so far, this has been a complete reversal of 3v3 rounds. Where it was Stromboli who had all the pressure, it was Stromboli who had all of the chances. Now, actually eUnited who have been posturing offensively for most of the game. Oh dear, what has happened here though? Hoxer did not have enough respect for this hard clear. Wow. Did he just realize that he was going to be missing with this aerial and half flip out of it? The fact that half flip out of the aerial was so clean makes it look like he was planning to, well, it makes it look like it was deliberate and not a panic flip. Then of course it's still a misplay. He should absolutely have had that under control. Oh, Hoxer. You know, one of the tougher open nets that we've had today, certainly, but it is still one that he should have scored. CJ stream, you can't hear the game. A lot of people play Rocket League with very little game sound, so when they go to cast a game, they forget to turn the game sound on. If you just tell him to turn up the game volume, I'm sure he'll do it. He probably just forgot, because CJ obviously is most of the time a Rocket League player. For this event, he's a caster. So he probably just forgot to turn on the game sound. I'm sure if you tell him, he will. Ajax is decided to rename for Ajaxon this event. I wonder how long that's going to be. That name is going to be staying this way. And if he continues this impressive performance with the United today, I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue for now. So Alpha Cap and JPow take turns air dribbling at eUnited. Neither one of them getting much success though. There's still plenty of time left in the game, and 2v2 you're going to get more chances than you are to score in 3v3. JPow tries to bring it down. He's actually going for the wall play though, and that is just going to be an easy goal. Wow, all of a sudden Stromboli are back in this, and a very questionable challenge from Ajax has allowed them to score here. Gotta wonder what was Ajax thinking. His real name is Jackson. Oh, makes sense. Maybe you'll keep it then. Maybe he'll just go with Ajaxon from now on. I think Ajax is better. I mean, double syllable names are always easier to cast, so that's why I prefer them. It's very easy to cast 2 syllable names, more so than one and 3 syllable names. But if he wants to be called Ajax, that's fine. It's not exactly the biggest change. But, you know, I want to see better defensive decision making from eUnited overall. Both in the 3v3 game and in the 2v2 game, they've made pretty big mistakes deciding when to challenge the ball, moving up on it when it really wasn't a good idea to do so, either because there's just no backup or because the angle of the challenge just doesn't really make sense. Outside of that, they've looked pretty good in this 2v2, but you know, throwing away a lead like that, and that is what I would call throwing away a lead, because they did have a big decision that impacted the comeback negatively. And look how it's going now. A beautiful demo by Alpha Kep off the ball, and he's there to make sure the ball's crossing the line. He was going to do so without it. Cloud9 2-2 right now. And what, in the 3v3? There's no way that it could be series score 2-2 already. Yeah, Cloud9 definitely don't have an easy job either. Oh, that is going to be 4-2. JPow hitting some bangers today, but once again, you have to wonder what on earth are eUnited thinking. They've just left that ball in such a nice position for Stromboli to play with. Ajax is dropping it down in the center. I mean, I've got to wonder, AJ is probably still watching from earlier. Is this what happened in the last round against you guys, where eUnited playing a different style off stream, off the main channel? What was the difference between eUnited now and the eUnited that just beat Pittsburgh Knights? It's got to be pretty big, because I don't imagine that PK would be losing games 1, 2, 3 games in a row against an eUnited team who are making this many defensive mistakes. But at the same time, you can't take away from Stromboli. Wait a minute. Did eUnited just give up on this save? Oh no, it's just because Ajax is literally in a different country from... I thought for a second that maybe Ajax saw the demo come in and he thought, nah, Nah, I'm just out of here. I don't want to get demoed. I don't care if we concede. I'm out of here. But actually, he was just miles away, so it's not quite the same. Oh, what a save! That would have made the end of this game interesting, but I mean, it's definitely interesting for a different reason. Not because the comeback is likely, but because that is a really nice save by Alpha Kep, and it's going to make this just too difficult of a comeback to make at the last minute here. Last few seconds, I should say. C9 lost the 3v3. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I mean, C9 are another one of those teams who should be pretty well-rounded. Squishy and Gimmick have got a lot of history in 2v2. A lot of history of success, of course. Current 2v2 champions, technically, because nobody beat them at a major tournament in twos ever since the Universal Open. But you really wouldn't expect Cloud9 to lose to Team Meteor in 3v3. That's a matchup where they should be the favorites. Luckily, I think that Cloud9 will have the 2v2 advantage. However, the problem for Cloud9 now in their lower bracket game is Team Meteor do have a 1v1 player. They've got Sharp, whose sole job in that series is to play 1v1. So it's not going to be fun for Cloud9 in that matchup. Whoever they send out for that 1v1 is going to need to be on their A game, because Sharp is, you know, I wouldn't say he's top 5 1v1 player, not maybe he's like top 12 or something 1v1 player in the tournament. Top 10 on a good day maybe. You know, it's going to be tough to beat Sharp twice in a row. That's for sure. If they decide to go for the 1v1 matchup, of course. But here we go. Ajax trying to save eUnited in the qualification match. We've got another chance for a 1v1 to send someone into the tournament. And I did say that I thought Alpha Kep would be the favorite here. But Ajax just beat AJ. So based on results that we've seen today, Ajax must be playing well. Well, that is not the most inspiring stuff in the near post. He's walked straight into the challenge. A very risky angle. And Alpha Kep says, well, thank you, my friend, for the 1 gold donation. I'll take that. Yeah, Alpha Kep has been climbing the ranks in ones recently. And, oh, that's one way to counter an air dribble bump. Nicely done by Ajax. He just had more momentum than Alpha Kep, so he's able to bump him, but Alpha Kep still took control of the follow-up play and finished off the shot quite nicely. It's not enough boost for Ajax. He hesitated as well. Couldn't decide if he wanted to keep going forwards or turn around and go back. Who are Cloud9 playing for the 2v2 guys? Is it the Squishy Gimmick combination that everybody expects? I imagine it would be. The only real question mark is who they'll play for once. I would guess Squishy, but you never know. Yes? Okay. Thanks for keeping me updated. What's going on? I love this. Between games, I keep Twitch chat updated on what's happening. And then during the games on my channel here, you guys are keeping me updated, which is great. Sharp is playing twos. Ooh, that's interesting. So they're taking the G2 approach of warming up their ones player with a twos game. I like it. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, look at this. Are Stromboli about to sweep their way in? Ajax, fresh off a win over AJ, is getting dismantled in this 1v1 by Alpha Kep, who has made this look easy. He has just taken the ball and put it in the blue goal over and over again, and there's really nothing that Ajax has been able to do to stop him. What can AJ get going now in offense? He's got the boost advantage. Alpha Kep in a bit of a dangerous position, but he's actually able to turn that into a goal as well. And this is impressive, because Ajax this entire time was looking for a chance to demo Alpha Kep, and Alpha Kep's just not interested. He's just scoring again. Like I'm saying, Alpha Kep, he's just putting the ball in the net, and there's really nothing that Ajax is able to do about it. This is becoming one of the most one-sided 1v1s that we've seen all day, and it was supposed to be a close one. This is a matchup where I would give Alpha Kep the advantage, but it shouldn't be a huge landslide victory like this, not on paper at least. Kep is popping off. What a performance. Stromboli, after sweeping NRG, are trying to sweep eUnited as well. That would be a crazy streak to go on. Look out for the demo. Oh my goodness, Alpha Kep just goes for the shot in this play. The aggression is really not letting up. But that's actually going to backfire. Ajax gets his first goal of the game. And yeah, this is definitely questionable in my opinion. AlphaCap probably would have had a goal if he just demoed Ajax, who was completely stationary in that play. He wanted to just go for the straight shot instead, which is always going to be risky because any piece of the ball that your opponent catches, you probably deflect it wide. Is this the chance for Ajax? Start coming back. He has to get this ball moving towards the goal quickly. AlphaCap is gathering boost as we speak. It's a part of a backflip shot there from Ajax, trying to keep his position intact, but hasn't really done so. He was way out of the game there. And he's just walked right into a challenge. This is just too easy for AlphaCap. He hides behind the ball in the approach, turns around after grabbing the boost, by the way. Like, this is the exact timing that Ajax should be aware of. It was the most obvious challenge ever, but he just didn't see it coming. And yeah, he just can't apparently get his head in the game against AlphaCap here. He can't seem to put a foot wrong. 8-1, half the game to go. And this is just brutal to watch. Ajax has just been totally outplayed here. His positioning has been exploited again and again and again. AlphaCap's reading his mind on most of the plays. And you know, apart from that one mistake where AlphaCap went for a shot instead of a demo, this has been just as one-sided as any other series I've casted today. Any other 1v1 I've casted, including Astral versus Casio. Okay, maybe not as one-sided as Astral versus Casio, but almost. Yeah, Astral, I just remembered when I said that, I was like, wait a minute, nah. Astral versus Casio was something else. But this is already as good as over. Stromboli, basically with 2 minutes left in the game, have already advanced into Fusion. And Ajax has not been able to compete here. But I have to remind you guys again that this sort of game is exactly what we would see in pretty much every second series if we didn't allow teams to play with a 1v1 player in their team. And I don't think it would be as entertaining. I think that the close 1v1 games, like Mile versus Lion Blaze that we saw earlier, are always going to be better than this sort of one-sided smashing. Now, I will say, I did not expect AJ to get, or Ajax, sorry, to get dismantled like this. He just beat AJ in the previous round. And AJ says he can't beat Batmobile players. Well, maybe he needs to start watching some AlphaCap gameplay, because AlphaCap clearly knows how to beat Batmobile players, at least this one. He's just had his number on every single play, and Ajax has really not looked threatening at all. AlphaCap's just scoring with every single touch of the ball. He's winning by 10 goals here. And I would never in a million years have predicted such a one-sided game. It's like AlphaCap just, everything he does surprises Ajax. He makes a play on the ball, Ajax is like, oh man, I didn't think he was going to go for that. And then AlphaCap backs off and Ajax thinks, oh man, I thought he was going to go for that one. Like, literally every single play, AlphaCap is one step ahead. And yet again, just walks the ball past Ajax. Is he going to stop this in the goal line? Oh, the disrespect. He stops it on the goal line. Ajax is waiting for the goal. It's not happening. Huge disrespect from AlphaCap. I don't think Ajax is going to go back. He's just going to stay here. Is that how this game is going to end? AlphaCap making Ajax work for it. He says, I'm not going to score this till you come over here. Okay, you're here. Now I'm going to score. Nice one, says Ajax. Oh, I love that from AlphaCap, though. That's hilarious. He's actually speeding up his team's qualification by doing this as well. Just, you know, not entirely disrespectful. It is, I say that in jest. It is definitely a good strategy, because you're speeding up your team's qualification, and you're also just saying, look how easy this is. You're breaking your opponent mentally. So if they ever have to 1v1 again later in the tournament, oh man, you know that Ajax is gonna be thinking about this. Like, AlphaCap's not even moving. He's winning by so much that Ajax can't even think about coming back. AlphaCap's like gone AFK there. He's just left. He's like, yeah, I've done a good enough job here. Ahead by 11 goals. Be right back. And just leaves. He knows that even if Ajax scores like 7 kickoff goals in a row, he's still going to come back and be absolutely fine. It's not even an issue. That is hilarious. But yeah, like I said, you know, these kind of mind games where you can totally own your opponent, make them do something. Like, make them come over while you just keep the ball in their goal line, and then as soon as they arrive, you score. Like, you know that Ajax is going to remember that, and if these two run into each other later on in the tournament, should eUnited qualify, then that's just a massive mental advantage for Alpha Kep. But wow, who would have thought Stromboli have swept two RLCS teams on their way in here? I mean, looking at the results in the bracket, I never thought that was going to happen. I mean, eUnited just beat PK, who are one of the favorites for this tournament because they have AJ, who's a beast in ones. They have, one of the top 3 teams with a new hot prospect, Alraz. But apparently that's nothing against Stromboli, who have just rolled their way in here. That is 2 non-RLCS teams in already. First Killer scraped a win against Skills. Interesting. I mean, First Killer beat AJ in one game in this format for a crew battle that I streamed quite recently. So, I mean, maybe AJ's just not very good at crew battle 1v1s because he's lost a few of them. It's a very all-in move there by Hoxer to kick off 2v2 rounds. eUnited really need a win here. 3v3 didn't all look good for them. Oh, that's a great shot though, Hoxer. Looked like he was going to be flying a bit too far ahead of this one, but he's just managed to get it. Look at that recovery midair. He got bumped while he was flying, but he still managed to get there. That is very impressive. AJ says get better and best if I was going to be adapting. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, and there's players who are going to be really good at ones in this format because they've got a very surprising playstyle. What's saved by JPow. Alpha Kep's there for the follow. Didn't even need to be. Hoxer showed him a bit too much respect on that play. Oh yeah, no, it's so true. There's no T in Hoxer's name. I always say this, and I think I said it when I was. I'm pretty sure I said this several times when I was interviewing eUnited at the Season 9 World Championships. I always say his name wrong. I don't know why. There's quite clearly no T in his name. I've never heard anyone else say this wrong. But for some reason, when I read the word Hoxer, my brain just says, oh yeah, Hoxter. Yeah, we got this. Don't worry, I know how to say that word. Hoxter, there it is. Nailed it. And I get it wrong every time. I can't do it. But we'll see if, their performance in twos is going to be better at my pronunciation of his name. Not really saying much of it is. So far, this has been a complete reversal of 3v3 rounds. Where it was Stromboli who had all the pressure, it was Stromboli who had all the chances. Now, actually eUnited who have been posturing offensively for most of the game. Oh dear, what has happened here though? Hoxer did not have enough respect for this hard clear. Wow. Did he just realize that he was going to be missing with this aerial and half flip out of it? The fact that half flip out of the aerial was so clean makes it look like he was planning to, well, it makes it look like it was deliberate and not a panic flip. Then of course it's still a misplay. He should absolutely have had that under control. Oh, Hoxer. You know, one of the tougher open nets that we've had today, certainly, but it is still one that he should have scored. CJ stream, you can't hear the game. A lot of people play Rocket League with very little game sound, so when they go to cast a game, they forget to turn the game sound on. If you just tell him to turn up the game volume, I'm sure he'll do it. He probably just forgot, because CJ obviously is most of the time a Rocket League player. For this event, he's a caster. So he probably just forgot to turn on the game sound. I'm sure if you tell him, he will. Ajax is decided to rename for Ajaxon this event. I wonder how long that's going to be. That name is going to be staying this way. And if he continues his impressive performance with the eUnited today, I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue for now. So Alpha Kep and JPow take turns air dribbling at eUnited. Neither one of them getting much success though. There's still plenty of time left in the game, and 2v2 you're going to get more chances than you are to score in 3v3. JPow tries to bring it down. He's actually going for the wall play though, and that is just going to be an easy goal. Wow, all of a sudden Stromboli are back in this, and a very questionable challenge from Ajax has allowed them to score here. Gotta wonder what was Ajax thinking. His real name is Jackson. Oh, makes sense. Maybe he'll keep it then. Maybe he'll just go with Ajaxon from now on. I think Ajax is better. I mean, double-syllable names are always easier to cast, so that's why I prefer them. It's very easy to cast 2-syllable names, more so than one and 3-syllable names. But if he wants to be called Ajaxon, that's fine. It's not exactly the biggest change. But, you know, I want to see better defensive decision-making from eUnited overall. Both in the 3v3 game and in the 2v2 game, they've made pretty big mistakes deciding when to challenge the ball, moving up on it when it really wasn't a good idea to do so, either because there's just no backup or because the angle of the challenge just doesn't really make sense. Outside of that, they've looked pretty good in this 2v2, but you know, throwing away a lead like that, and that is what I would call throwing away a lead, because they did have a big decision that impacted the comeback negatively. And look how it's going now. A beautiful demo by AlphaKep off the ball, and he's there to make sure the ball's crossing the line. He was going to do so without it. Cloud9 2-2 right now, and what, in the 3v3? There's no way that it could be series score 2-2 already. Yeah, Cloud9 definitely don't have an easy job either. Oh, that is going to be 4-2. J-Pow hitting some bangers today, but once again, you have to wonder what on earth are eUnited thinking. They've just left that ball in such a nice position for Stromboli to play with. Ajax is dropping it down in the center. I mean, I've got to wonder, AJ is probably still watching from earlier. Is this what happened in the last round against you guys, where eUnited playing a different style off stream, off the main channel? What was the difference between eUnited now and the eUnited that just beat Pittsburgh Knights? It's got to be pretty big, because I don't imagine that PK would be losing games 1, 2, 3 games in a row against an eUnited team who are making this many defensive mistakes. But at the same time, you can't take away from Stromboli. Wait a minute. Did eUnited just give up on this save? Oh no, it's just because Ajax is literally in a different country from... I thought for a second that maybe Ajax saw the demo come in and he thought, nah, I'm just out of here. I don't want to get demoed. I don't care if we concede. I'm out of here. But actually, he was just miles away, so it's not quite the same. Oh, what a save! That would have made the end of this game interesting, but I mean, it's definitely interesting for a different reason. Not because the comeback is likely, but because that is a really nice save by AlphaKep, and it's going to make this just too difficult of a comeback to make at the last minute here. Last few seconds, I should say. C9 lost the 3v3. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I mean, C9 are another one of those teams who should be pretty well-rounded. Swishy and Gimmick have got a lot of history in 2v2. A lot of history of success, of course. Current 2v2 champions, technically, because nobody beat them at a major tournament in twos ever since the Universal Open. But you really wouldn't expect Cloud9 to lose to Team Meteor in 3v3. That's a matchup where they should be the favorites. Luckily, I think that Cloud9 will have the 2v2 advantage. However, the problem for Cloud9 now in their lower bracket game is Team Meteor do have a 1v1 player. They've got Sharp. His sole job in that series is to play 1v1. So it's not going to be fun for Cloud9 in that matchup. Whoever they send out for that 1v1 is going to need to be on their A game, because Sharp is, you know, I wouldn't say he's top 5 1v1 player, not maybe he's like top 12 or something 1v1 player in the tournament. Top 10 on a good day maybe. You know, it's going to be tough to beat Sharp twice in a row. That's for sure. If they decide to go for the 1v1 matchup, of course. But here we go. Ajax trying to save eUnited in the qualification match. We've got another chance for a 1v1 to send someone into the tournament. And I did say that I thought AlphaKep would be the favorite here. But Ajax just beat AJ. So based on results that we've seen today, Ajax must be playing well. With That is not the most inspiring stuff in the near post. He's walked straight into the challenge. A very risky angle. And Alpha Kep says, well, thank you, my friend, for the 1 gold donation. I'll take that. Yeah, Alpha Kep has been climbing the ranks in ones recently. And, oh, that's one way to counter an air dribble bump. Nicely done by Ajax. He just had more momentum than Alpha Kep, so he's able to bump him, but Alpha Kep still took control of the follow-up play and finished off the shot quite nicely. It's not enough boost for Ajax. He hesitated as well. Couldn't decide if he wanted to keep going forwards or turn around and go back. Who are Cloud9 playing for the 2v2, guys? Is it the squishy gimmick combination that everybody expects? I imagine it would be. The only real question mark is who they'll play for once. I would guess squishy, but you never know. Yes? Okay. Thanks for keeping me updated. What's going on? I love this. Between games, I keep Twitch chat updated on what's happening. And then during the games on my channel here, you guys are keeping me updated, which is great. Sharp is playing 2s. Ooh, that's interesting. So they're taking the G2 approach and warming up their 1s player with a 2s game. I like it. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, look at this. Are Stromboli about to sweep their way in? Ajax, fresh off a win over AJ, is getting dismantled in this 1v1 by Alpha Kep, who has made this look easy. He has just taken the ball and put it in the blue goal over and over again. And there's really nothing that Ajax has been able to do to stop him. What can AJ get going now in offense? He's got the boost advantage. Alpha Kep, a bit of a dangerous position, but he's actually able to turn that into a goal as well. Now, this is impressive because Ajax this entire time was looking for a chance to demo Alpha Kep, but Alpha Kep's just not interested. He's just scoring again. Like I'm saying, Alpha Kep, he's just putting the ball in the net, and there's really nothing that Ajax is able to do about it. This is becoming one of the most one-sided 1v1s that we've seen all day, and it was supposed to be a close one. This is a matchup where I would give Alpha Kep the advantage, but it shouldn't be a huge landslide victory like this, not on paper at least. Kep is popping off. What a performance. Stromboli, after sweeping NRG, are trying to sweep eUnited as well. That would be a crazy streak to go on. Look out for the demo. Oh my goodness, Alpha Kep just goes for the shot in this play. The aggression is really not letting up, but that's actually going to backfire. Ajax gets his first goal of the game. And yeah, this is definitely questionable in my opinion. Alpha Kep probably would have had a goal if he just demoed Ajax, who was completely stationary in that play. He wanted to just go for the straight shot instead, which is always going to be risky because any piece of the ball that your opponent catches probably deflect it wide. Is this the chance for Ajax? Start coming back. He has to get this ball moving towards the goal quickly. Alpha Kep is gathering boost as we speak. It's a part of a backflip shot there from Ajax, trying to keep his position intact, but hasn't really done so. He was way out of the game there. And he's just walked right into a challenge. This is just too easy for Alpha Kep. He hides behind the ball in the approach, turns around after grabbing the boost, by the way. Like, this is the exact timing that Ajax should be aware of. It was the most obvious challenge ever, but he just didn't see it coming. And yeah, he just can't apparently get his head in the game against Alpha Kep here. He can't seem to put a foot wrong. 8-1, half the game to go. And this is just brutal to watch. Ajax has just been totally outplayed here. His positioning has been exploited again and again and again. Alpha Kep's reading his mind on most of the plays. And you know, apart from that one mistake where Alpha Kep went for a shot instead of a demo, this has been just as one-sided as any other series I've casted today. Any other 1v1 I've casted, including Astral versus Cassio. Okay, maybe not as one-sided as Astral versus Cassio, but almost. Yeah, Astral, I just remembered when I said that, I was like, wait a minute, nah. Astral versus Cassio was something else. But this is already as good as over. Stromboli, basically with 2 minutes left in the game, have already advanced into Fusion. Ajax has not been able to compete here. But I have to remind you guys again that this sort of game is exactly what we would see in pretty much every second series if we didn't allow teams to play with a 1v1 player in their team. And I don't think it would be as entertaining. I think that the close 1v1 games, like Mile versus Lion Blaze that we saw earlier, are always going to be better than this sort of one-sided smashing. Now, I will say, I did not expect AJ to get, or Ajax, sorry, to get dismantled like this. He just beat AJ in the previous round. And AJ says he can't beat Batmobile players. Well, maybe he needs to start watching some Alpha Cap gameplay, because Alpha Cap clearly knows how to beat Batmobile players, at least this one. He's just had his number on every single play, and Ajax has really not looked threatening at all. Alpha Cap's just scoring with every single touch of the ball. He's winning by 10 goals here. And I would never in a million years have predicted such a one-sided game. It's like Alpha Cap just, everything he does surprises Ajax. He makes a play on the ball, Ajax is like, oh man, I didn't think he was going to go for that. And then Alpha Cap backs off and Ajax thinks, oh man, I thought he was going to go for that one. Like, literally every single play, Alpha Cap is one step ahead. And yet again, just walks the ball past Ajax. Is he going to stop this in the goal line? Oh, the disrespect. He stops it on the goal line. Ajax is waiting for the goal. It's not happening. Huge disrespect from Alpha Cap. I don't think Ajax is going to go back. He's just going to stay here. Is that how this game is going to end? Alpha Cap making Ajax work for it. He says, I'm not going to score this till you come over here. Okay, you're here. Now I'm going to score. Nice one, says Ajax. Oh, I love that from Alpha Cap, though. That's hilarious. He's actually speeding up his team's qualification by doing this as well. Just, you know, not entirely disrespectful. It is, I say that in jest. It is definitely a good strategy, because you're speeding up your team's qualification, and you're also just saying, look how easy this is. You're breaking your opponent mentally. So if they ever have to 1v1 again later in the tournament, oh man, you know that Ajax is gonna be thinking about this. Like, Alpha Cap's not even moving. He's winning by so much that Ajax can't even think about coming back. Alpha Cap's like gone AFK there. He's just left. He's like, yeah, I've done a good enough job here. Ahead by 11 goals. Be right back. And just leaves. He knows that even if Ajax scores like 7 kickoff goals in a row, he's still going to come back and be absolutely fine. It's not even an issue. That is hilarious. But yeah, like I said, you know, these kind of mind games where you can totally own your opponent, make them do something. Like, make them come over while you just keep the ball in their goal line, and then as soon as they arrive, you score. Like, you know that Ajax is going to remember that, and if these two run into each other later on in the tournament, should eUnited qualify, then that's just a massive mental advantage for Alpha Cap. But wow. Who would have thought Stromboli have swept 2 RLCS teams on their way in here? I mean, looking at the results in the bracket, I never thought that was going to happen.